going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here, and well, we're going to start this one off a little bit different. Now you can see in the right side of your screen, it does show the Division 2 symbol where it shows PTS, the build number for this PTS, and then right underneath that you can see my gamer tag. We are actually testing the next update for the Division 2. Now this is a PC only PTS and it's only live for this weekend. However, I am recording multiple videos to release, over the next couple weeks in build up for this update. Now the update I am talking about is Title Update 20. That will be Year 5 Season 3, and that is set to go live in just a couple weeks in February. Now I'm going to go over everything that I've tested so far and I'm going to give you my personal opinion. But overall, the one question I keep asking myself while testing each of these things, and I'll probably put it in the thumbnail, is who is this for? Because a lot of these things are not... Well, I'll explain each of them, and I'll explain my critique on each of them. Let's just start with that, okay? Because there are some good things coming with this update, some quality of life changes that I do enjoy for this update, but there are some really lows. We have some good high points, but we have several low points when it comes to this update. So what am I talking about? Well, first and foremost, this is Title Update 20, aka Project Resolve. So this is going to give us things like the Aegis gear set. It's going to give us the Palisades brand set right here. It's going to give us exotics like the rugged gauntlets and also the mosquito pistol. And finally, weapons like the Vindicator, the Brutus, and Whisper. All right. So right off the bat, let me just give you my critiques after all of these testing. Now, what you're seeing on your screen right here is a 2.7 million armor build. Yes, that's right. And I will be going over all of these builds probably during this video because I was doing quite a bit of testing. But first up, let's talk about the weapons. All right. Now, this is just pure off of my testing. These are my findings and my feedback. All right. So a lot of these things could change before the update. So take a lot of these things with a grain of salt, but I'm going to explain to you exactly what I found out with testing. All right. First up, we have the Vindicator. This is a really good rifle. This is the new exotic urban MDR rifle that is coming to the game next patch. Now, how to get this is you have to purchase it from the NSA station, and it will cost 350 NSA tokens. Now, that has been confirmed from the devs, and we have seen that in this update. It's at the NSA station right now. Now, we have also found out that you can purchase unlimited amounts of them as far as the PTS goes. So after you purchase one, it'll show another one available for purchase. So as far as I know, we can just purchase as many of these as we want from the NSA station. Now, in the PTS, the NSA station is only selling it with accuracy as that bottom attribute, but we all know that once you get the blueprint, you'll be able to reconfigure this bottom attribute and take off, swap speed or accuracy, take that off, and then put something on for more damage, like damage to targets at a cover or damage to armor. Now, this rifle has the talent Ortiz Assault interface. So while you're scoped in, it highlights a part of the enemy, a green light. Sort of like what you see right here in the weapon. You can see this green light. That is what highlights on the enemy, and you have to shoot that green highlighted area. Now, that highlighted area will be on every single target you see while scoped in. It doesn't take any time to activate, anything like that. You just scope in your weapon, and you will see the different green sections on each of your enemies. Now, once you shoot those green sections, you will deal 75% more damage. Pretty wicked. This thing is really cool. You can use it with a shield. Let me see. I have a shield on right now. So you can whip out a shield. You can use it with a shield. Here's what the scope looks like. It's super accurate. It does pretty decent damage. You just need to get used to the trigger pull and the RPM. But besides that, this is a really good addition to the game. I like that you can purchase it from the NSA station. It is a Descent exclusive at first, is what they are saying. So I'm sure once you get the blueprint or whatever, it will, be in general loot. But I have not confirmed that yet because you cannot get the blueprint while in the PTS. Now remember, all of this is in the test server, so it is subject to change. But as far as this being a Descent exclusive that is confirmed, it will cost 350 NSA tokens to get this exclusive, or exotic rifle. Now I'll be getting this day one of the next update. I can't wait to try it out in the live game. Super big fan. I like this weapon a lot. Okay. Another thing that I like about this update, the new tinkering feature. So check this one out. Let's see here. If I go to my inventory, okay, and I just look at my build right here, let's see. You can see in the bottom, I guess, middle part of my inventory, right underneath the drone shield part, you can see where it says Tinkering Station, right between Select and Inspect Character. You can see it shows Tinkering Station. Now we can do this anywhere in the game. So check this out. Boom. Now all of a sudden I am in the tinkering station. This is the new recalibration station 2.0. So this is your recalibration station, but you can open it up anywhere. So you can take an item. Let's see if I can find one in my inventory. Something that's not maxed. All right, right here. Grupo with Unbreakable. Okay. So let's say I just got that Grupo with Unbreakable, all right? Now I open up my tinkering. Let's go to tinkering. Now, what's cool about this is it shows you your recalibration library, different stats for each category. It will also show how many you have per category. And within this part, the tinkering section, the middle part, you can do recalibration and optimization right after the other. So for instance, if I go down to chess piece for that Grupo Unbreakable, and I scroll down here, where is that chess piece? Palisade, Grupo Unbreakable right here. Boom. So I have found the chess piece. I can click on it. And now you can see there is a top and bottom section. So we have recalibrate and right underneath it, optimize. So for this one, I like the crit damage, but I want to take off headshot for crit chance. So I am going to recalibrate that. And then I am going to optimize the crit damage. All right, not bad. I have to click on it again to optimize it. Now this is completely new and this will be in the game next season. Very cool, see? And now my item is completely maxed out, double crit, unbreakable, and hey, I want to expertise upgrade it. So let me go down to Grupo, there we go. And here's that chess piece, double crit, unbreakable, and now we can expertise upgrade it. So I'll do this, I don't know, 3 times, and I'll just show you that as soon as I get out of this menu, okay, and I go back into my inventory and find that chess piece, you can see now it is double crit, maxed out, and it has been expertise upgraded 3 times. And I did all that in the open world. This is a very, very good feature. I love this feature. Super well made. I like how smooth it is. Everything about it is really good. The only issue I have with it is that, let me see if I can find one. I don't think I can. So if you can find an item that has a core attribute that is very close to max, Like, say it has 168k instead of 170 for the armor. And then you go to the tinkering. Well, sometimes when you do that, so right here. So for instance, I have this weapon damage, right? Now I want it to I want to max out the weapon damage. So the problem, and I can already see it now, a lot of people are going to do this. If you fat finger your controller, I know that sounds dirty, but it's a difference between hitting A and hitting X on Xbox. If I hit A, I can recalibrate. If I hit X, it will optimize. So that's going to be the issue. So you want to make sure, in this case, make sure you are recalibrating that weapon damage and not just increasing the weapon damage. Because if I just increase the weapon damage like so, now when I go back to it, I can't recalibrate it. I can only optimize it. So then that locks that attribute in place. And that's just because instead of hitting recalibrate, I accidentally hit optimize for that core attribute. And that's what I did yesterday. I had a chest piece with 168k armor, and I just wanted to max out the armor, but I wanted to recalibrate, not optimize. That way later I could switch it to a weapon damage core. But I accidentally, fat fingered the controller, and I optimized that item. And in doing so, I couldn't then go back and switch it to a weapon damage. I had to go farm that piece and then, have one for weapon damage. So just a little fruit for thought. Okay. So the mobile tinkering and just the tinkering station as a whole is another good thing that I like about this next update. So the new exotic rifle, good in my opinion, very strong weapon. And the new tinkering station, also very good in my opinion, great addition. Now, our third thing that I like that is coming with this update, because there's only a few things, and then it goes downhill pretty quick. So go to progression, go to accommodations, and now there are new accommodations for descent, countdown, and the incursion. Now, these will give you different challenges you have to do to get these different patches. And if I can find the patch that I'm wearing right now, I'll show you. So I believe this is an incursion patch, but it's funny because it's just a placeholder and it says cool. Here it is right here. So it says cool patch here. So obviously this isn't the patch that we're getting in the real game. But I just wanted to show you this as an example because this is a patch that we'll be getting just for finding all the collectibles for the incursion. So you're going to get a patch for that. You'll get a patch for different things you do in Countdown and different things you do now in Descent. So this was really cool that they have added this. Let me see if I can find one. Here's one. Countdown, spend 1,000 Countdown requisition tokens. Descent right here, complete 50 loops in Descent. Incursion X, complete Paradise Lost 10 times. I mean, there's going to be some pretty cool patches and challenges that await us as soon as this update goes live. So that's another thing that's pretty cool. We don't know what these cool patches look like yet. We just have the placeholder that says cool patch here. All right. So those are things that I like that are coming out with this update. Okay. Now, things that are not so great with this update. Well, I'll give you one more thing that I like, okay? The Palisade Steelworks. All right, this brand set is pretty strong. 10% armor on kill for one piece is pretty strong. You can put that with a lot of different combination builds, and I'll show you probably later on in this video. The health and the skill tier. This is going to be just overall a mid to high tier brand set. It's going to be pretty nice to use. Either with Unbreakable or Intimidate, it's going to be, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a good combination. Let's see here. But then we'll talk about this gear set. Now, the gear set right off the bat, you get damage resistance for every enemy targeting you. Now, I've been trying this out, and it's not bad. It's all right. The gear sets, the bonuses, health, and that total armor, both of them fairly strong. I like it. The part that's messed up is the backpack. I don't even have it on my character because there's a typo on the backpack talent, and I just don't even think it's worth using until they fix it. Another thing that is nice but messed up is system corruption. I have been testing this one out pretty heavy during the update. And what I found out, and I think I can show you right now, because I'll be making videos on all these different subjects later. But I'll just go ahead and give you my entire critique now so you can, figure out what you like and don't like. All right, so right here I have system corruption on. You can see the infinity symbol for my medkits. I can still do instant medkits. Right there. That's an instant medkit. All right, I can also do the system corruption. See? There's the system corruption. The thing is that if I hit the system corruption and it is on cooldown, I cannot then hit the medkit again. I have to wait for the cooldown for me to do the instant heal. So now that the cooldown's over, see, I can do the instant heal again. Now, if I do not hold down and proc system corruption, I can keep doing this instant heal over and over and over. You can see it's just every couple seconds. I can keep doing this instant heal. And it's infinity use. I can use this as many times as I want. This is a 25% armor increase every time I do this. And then I can hold down and get system corruption at the same time. See? But then I cannot do an instant heal until that system corruption cooldown is over. All right? So I hope that fully explains that. The instant heals is another thing that I do like about this next update. Super well done. Okay. Another problem, system corruption. They changed the damage to give us 40% damage at max. That is with the backpack. I have the backpack on, and it gives us that extra bonus armor to 100%. So we should be getting 40% bonus damage every time we proc that hack step protocol. However, after testing, and who was it? I think it was Crypto that sent me a comment saying that it wasn't working properly in the PTS. And after testing it, it's confirmed it does not work right now. So system corruption is getting a buff, but we cannot test the buff because it is not in the game. We're still only able to do 20% bonus damage at max when it should be 40. So we're missing that damage buff, which will make system corruption even deadlier. But in the meanwhile, we're just testing it with the instant heals like this. Pretty cool. Okay. Now, changing that build, what was another thing that I noticed during this PTS that I want to share? Oh, yeah. So check this out. This is a 2 million armor build that will give you around 2 million armor on kill. Because of the preservation, the perfect bloodsucker, and because just sitting here, we're at 1.375 million per kill. Now, mind you, preservation on this bad boy with a headshot is another 20% armor back. So that's another 400k armor. And then you put that with the perfect bloodsucker. Once you put that at max, that's 120% bonus armor on top of all the other armor. This thing's pretty damn deadly. Crazy. But this will only be possible because of this new brand set, Palisades. Pretty nice. Now, another one that I wanted to show real quick. Check this one out. So here is the new just base armor regen build. So just sitting here, we're at 118k armor region. Now that's with Unbreakable, Adrenaline Rush, what have you. But I rolled health on each of these items, and I'll make a separate video about each of these builds and do deep dives. But I've noticed that even with everything rolled health, you see my health is only at 650, which is way, way lower than normal. So this is going to be interesting. Now that's 650 health. Everything's maxed out. Everything. So we're going to have to talk about how much health is playing a big piece in this upcoming. Now check this one out, talking about health. Now look at my health right here. You might want to take a screenshot. That's 2.1 million armor with 1.6 million health. Now I will be doing a deep dive build video into this one as well, but this is the max health you can get with this next update. 1.6 million. And you saw it here first. Hey. Now talking about seeing something first, check this one out. This one is actually, this is the exact same, is it not? Oh, no, check this one out. So this is the Ninja Bike armor on kill. So this one's at 1.64 million armor on kill, and that is before preservation. Remember that preservation, if I get a headshot kill, that's another 20% armor back. So with 2.1 million armor, that's over 420k armor on top of the 1.6. So this one will also give you over 2 million armor on kill if you get that headshot kill. I mean, I've been finding some really fun builds. What was another one I wanted to show you? There's 2.3 mil with the Foundry. This is a max shield too. It's pretty nice. It's not bad. It's all right. What was the next one? Oh, there's two of those. Oh yeah, and then finally 2.7 million armor base. Now this is not a bug. This is not a glitch. Nothing. This is base armor, and that's before the Unbreakable. I mean, hell, you could put Perfectly Unbreakable on here, but you would lose that total armor from the Uzina. Actually, let me see. Actually, hey, you could put the Perfectly Unbreakable on there as well. That's crazy. But I want to show you what this is, 2.7 million armor, just base, just sitting here. And I'll show you the other version with the Perfectly Unbreakable as well, because with Perfectly Unbreakable, that would give you, what, over 5 million armor? Over 5 million armor? That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. I mean, even this one at just under 2.7 with normal Unbreakable, I'm still getting over 5 million armor. We're getting some crazy things here. So my question would be, would you rather the 2.7 million armor with Unbreakable or Perfectly Unbreakable, or would you rather the not that one? Which one was it? This one. The 1.6 million health. So would you rather 2.7 million armor or 2.1 million armor with 1.6 million health? I mean, we're going to get into some weird categories with the time to kill. That's for sure. Because this is completely changing the time to kill in PvP, whether we like it or not, because people are going to be running around with builds like this, where you get their armor down, but then you still have to get through another 1.6 million health. I mean, yeesh. I don't know. All right. So we've talked about things I liked. We've talked about some of the builds that I've been trying out and other things that I like. Now, let's talk about the critiques on the things I don't like. All right. First up, the exotic pistol. So I tested this exotic pistol, and I'm going to do a video just dedicated on this pistol to show you the breakdown. But it does not work in PvP. It does not work in PvP. It does absolutely nothing. I've tried this as a rogue, and I have tried this as a non-rogue against a rogue, both of which it does nothing. I'll have the other person, shooting something with their back turned away and everything, and I'll be shooting them in the back. And as soon as I get max stacks, absolutely nothing happens. There's no effect. There's no nothing that's happening to their handling, nothing at all. So I'm not sure the Mosquito Song talent. I'm not sure how this is supposed to be applied in PvP because after testing it, and I'll show you whenever I do the video breaking this sucker down, but after testing it, I found it had zero effectiveness in PvP. There's absolutely nothing that it did. So I'm kind of curious to see what this is going to do in like the raid and the incursion. I mean, yeah, that's cool, but that is such a very small portion of the community that will even try this weapon. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to work in PvP at all. And if you're going to use this in PvE, you're going to have to be in a group and you're going to have to use it up against like a named enemy or some sort of, boss type, because using this solo is not going to work either because you're going to be the person with the aggro. So what's the point of forcefully targeting an enemy for anything? I don't know. It'll work in like the raid or the incursion. I get that. Maybe legendaries. Okay, yeah, cool. I get that for like a tank build. All right, everyone, I'll take all the aggro. I'll be the bullet sponge. You guys shoot them in the back. I mean, okay, cool. Yeah, that'll work. But that's going to be the only thing it's good for. So if that's their community that they're going for, the legendary raid and incursion community, then yes, it works. Because then you could make a key tank build with this weapon, have the aggro of whatever it is you need at all times, good to go. I mean, I get it. But for everyone else in the game, useless. And that's why it's kind of like, who's this really for? Because I get it. I get its use. Yes, it will be very useful in those key areas. But as far as the community as a whole, that is a very small portion. Next up are these exotic gloves, rugged gauntlets. These are horrible, man. They truly are. You cannot hit anything hip firing. And if you're hip firing and moving and your target is moving in any way, shape, or form, and you are not directly on top of that target, you will not hit that target at all. I tried this one in PvP and PvE, and I even tried this one on the live stream as soon as this PTS went live, and it's horrible. As far as the recoil penalty for the blind firing from cover, it's nice. You can tell that using the little reticle while you're in cover, hip firing, or it's called blind firing, it is nice. It works. It works well. But as far as the hip firing, there is absolutely no use for it. And who's going to blind fire from cover as a priority? It's not up there in the uses. And as far as an exotic, I would not use this over something like, I mean, the Memento for one, Ninja Bike. I mean, BTSU has better purpose than these. I mean, even the Bloody Knuckles works better than these. There are so many other exotics I would rather try out before using these. And that's excluding things like, Ridgeway's Pride, Coyote's Mask, Waveform, things like that. I mean, there are so many exotics that are better than these gloves. I have no idea why these are even coming into the game. No one asked for these. No one's hip firing, and there are not that many people blind firing from cover. These are going to go down as one of the worst exotics in the game, right next to the Ninja Bike knee pads. That bad. Okay. As far as the next critique, this talent, perfectly behind you. This talent will only work with a decoy. That's it. Only. It will only work with a decoy or if your teammates are shooting all the enemies and you are way far back. But as far as shooting rogues or PvP, it will only work with a decoy. I have tried every combination of perfectly behind you, whether it be the sniper or the rifle. I have also tried behind you on a shotgun, and I have also tried behind you on a M700, all of which do not work without a decoy. So you have to have a decoy for this talent to work, or at least from my testing. It is not working otherwise. I've tested it for hours in the dark zone, and none of them were working without a decoy. Which leads me to the next thing. Decoy is what this Aegis gear set goes off of from the chess piece. Decoy is what also, let me see if I can go to a stash. But I could show you how this is basically the update for the decoy. And this is going to be a big critique in my opinion, because not a lot of people are big fans of the decoy. It's situational. And for me, I use it more in the dark zone than I do anything, or in hardcore maybe, or, you know, if I'm just playing solo in general, I get it. Using a decoy, get them off your back, most definitely. But check this one out. So the new gear set chess piece, the decoy will help with the stoic talent, giving you that resistance. So they want you to use the decoy. Then when you go to the weapons, right? The behind you talent, and I'll show you the shotgun I was using. Hold on. Because I'm going to make a video for all these. Here's the shotgun. I was using the custom M870 with behind you and damage targets at a cover. Really nice setup. But again, it's only working with a decoy. You can't just sneak up from behind someone, pop rogue, and shoot them. It doesn't work that way. It's the exact same damage no matter what. You have to use a decoy. Now, the sniper I was using right here, M700, I was using this one with damage targets at a cover and behind you as well. And same results. I would pop rogue from down the street and behind a car. The target would be shooting something in the opposite direction. I would then shoot them from behind the car down the street rogue, and it would not proc this talent. Only with a decoy. So, going to the chess piece. There is a new chess piece coming to the game, and again, I'll make a video on it. This chess piece is called Perfectly Explosive Delivery. And the only new thing is now it is within 5 meters. Afterwards, explosions will occur every 5 seconds. That's it. That's it. Now, what does this do? It's whenever you throw a skill. Well, coincidentally, if you look at the new named backpack, the new name backpack is called the Proxy right here. Now, the Proxy, the newest thing added to it is it works with a decoy. A decoy. So if I were to put Proxy on, and I were to come over here and put on Combustor, okay? And I have on, let's put on that new gear set. All right, I'll do all this just live right here to prove a point. And I put on the Proxy. I do Aegis. Well, Aegis doesn't work with a decoy now because I'm not using the chess piece. However, just for sake of argument, let me put Brutus on. And where's that shotgun? I'll put on the custom M870. I'm doing all this live because I want to show you something. This is how heavily this patch is is putting its cards into a decoy. Okay. So right here, The main weapon, perfect backed up, or no, perfectly behind you, my bad, won't work without a decoy. Secondary weapon, normal behind you, shotgun will not work without a decoy. Now, this is all in PvP, all right? In PvE, no, yeah, same deal. Running solo, because as soon as you shoot one, it takes the aggro, and then you have to use a decoy. So, primary weapon, secondary weapon, decoy dependent. The backpack now works with a decoy. You can use that. And if you used it like this, you could pair it up with the new chest piece, and now your decoy will shock and explode. Both working with a decoy. Now, with the new gear set, you can use the damage resistance also with your decoy. So you can see how all of these things were kind of made for a certain skill to be used. Understandable, but my overall critique for this, not. It's again catering to a very small audience. I understand a lot of people do like to play solo, but I also understand solo people also like to use things like turret drone and reviver hives and other skills besides a decoy. Now, this is going to give you a lot of damage, and it is going to help you with damage resistance by using a decoy. But all of this focus on this one mediocre skill, in my opinion, might get lost in the masses. I highly doubt a lot of people are going to be using it like that. In PvP, it's pretty simple. Everyone's going to have a decoy, and everybody is going to throw a decoy 0.1 seconds before they shoot you. It's going to be enemy decoy, boom, and they're going to be shooting you. That's pretty much all that's being promoted here. Is throw out a decoy, get your extra damage, and get your damage resistance with your decoy. Oh, and if they get close to the decoy, it could shock them or explode them. I mean, it's just decoy, decoy, decoy. And outside of the dark zone, it's going to be catering to a very small percentage of people. Inside the dark zone, this is going to be catering to a lot of people. Because inside the dark zone, if you're not running a decoy, they're going to know exactly where you are, and therefore they're going to, just hunt you down anyways. And you're not going to see where they are because they're going to use a decoy. I mean, it's pretty simple. Decoy and pulse resistance are both key in PvP. Okay. Anything else I want to touch on? The backpack's nice. I mean, it's going to work, and I'll show you double dipping with tamper proof. We'll do that in a separate video. It's not bad. It's okay. The perfectly explosive delivery, adding the explosions to occur every 5 seconds is really cool. I like this one a lot, and I'll show you in a video me trying to do this with like max explosive damage. I'll show you. It's pretty nice, pretty cool. But I never used the original explosive delivery. And the only reason why I want to test this one out is because these explosions happen every 5 seconds. That's the only reason why I want to try it out. It has piqued my curiosity. As far as the new gear set, the gear set bonuses are nice. Health, total armor, all that. The talent does work. Stoic. It's not bad. It does work. It's all right. It's all right. But all of this forcing people to run a decoy is a bit meh, in my opinion. But it is going to be very deadly at the same time. And I can only see this going in a very toxic direction for PvP. Remember, I do play PvP and PvE, so I get both sides of all the arguments. As far as PvE is concerned, everything incoming into the game is good. The only thing bad is we need more stash. And I completely agree. As far as PvE, everything, we're good to go. We just want more content. As far as PvP, this is going to promote some decoy toxic behavior in the dark zone. I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is everything that I'm giving you a very generalized critique in this video. I just wanted to get these thoughts out there when they're fresh because I've been testing this entire time. And I'll be sending out a lot of videos on all these things that I have discussed. And we'll be deep diving into each of these topics. Therefore, get everyone on the same page. But all right, if you found this video helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. I am Kamikazevondoom, and I do daily Division content. So ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single one. But let's discuss all these things in the comments. And shout out where you're from. It is always cool to see where you're from. But all right, everyone. Kamikazevondoom. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care of yourself. Peace out.